Well, currently we're at the location known as the north end of Kelly, Kentucky. We got a southbound grain train, G437, heading for us in this nice snowfall. He's currently crossing over the Gum Lick Trestle, which is about 1.5 miles, 2 miles down the line here. This is continuing my episode 107 of my Saturday edited videos. Today, this week's video is between railfan spots between Crofton and Kelly, Kentucky that I like to frequent. And this is one of them. Got headlights. It comes around the curve there from the north. There you go. CSX loaded grain train G437. Southbound on the CSX Henderson Subdivision at Kelly, Kentucky. Okay, folks. We're actually back at the north end of Kelly, Kentucky again. This time we've got M503 coming north, going into the hole here in the siding to meet 498 and probably 128. We're going to videotape 498 meeting 503, and then I will probably move to Gum Lick Trestle after that. I wanted to do a catch here for a meet to kind of show y'all the view. It's not going to be exactly like I wanted, because 498 is still kind of down around the south end of Kelly. So I don't think he's going to get up here in time to get the shot that I actually really wanted, but we'll give you a different view anyway. So here comes 498. I'm not 498. Here comes M503, and he'll go into the siding here. This shot from the air is one of my favorite spots for getting meats here at Kelly, which happens a lot. This is a pretty long siding. I can't remember exactly how long, but I think it approaches about 9 or 10,000 feet. Still makes for a nice shot and a nice viewpoint. We're having problems on the switch here on the north end of Kelly, and it kind of held trains up for a little while. Mr. Steinfeld of the MOW department got the switch working again, so trains are actually starting to move. I know we got quite a few headed along the Henderson Subdivision between Hopkinsville and Crofton, just waiting for stuff to get through here. M498 will be the next train, and he'll be headed north, and then I-128 will be behind him. And then somewhere down the line behind them is an empty coal train, E040, which will be coming. Well, 498 is not quite in view down there yet. Now we're looking to the south where M498 should be coming here shortly. We're going to stay airborne till it gets up here closer. Okay, now we got M498 heading north at us from the middle of Kelly, Kentucky on the main. He's passing 503 down around the curve down there. I was kind of hoping they would be up here, but didn't happen. So you're getting a little bit of scanner traffic here as well. Thanks to Steve Miller's Broadcastify feed. Crew's kind of talking back and forth there. M498 is a pretty long train today. It's 800 axles. Kind of unusual for us to have this much snow this time of the year. I think this is the most snow that we've got here in western Kentucky in probably 2 or 3 years. In one snowfall, that is. There you have it, M498 northbound at the north end of Kelly. Well, folks, now we're on the north side of Gum Lick Trestle, around milepost 250.14. We've got CSX L391 approaching Gum Lick Trestle, which is where the drone's located at the moment. I'm at the crossing down, so the audio you're going to be hearing is of the train from the crossing. This is CSX L391 on its way back to Caskey Yard from Axon Yard in Madisonville. Gum Lick is one of the highest trestles on the CSX Henderson Subdivision. It's an easy flight for a drone down to the trestle from the crossing here. And there we have it. CSX L391 heading south across the Gum Lick Trestle, just north of Kelly, Kentucky, and south of Crofton, Kentucky. Well, folks, now we're here at Crofton, Kentucky. We've got CSX M513 coming south. We've got the drone up. Crofton, Kentucky has built a community pavilion and railfan viewing platform this summer, and it's here for people to use. It's facing both tracks. It has pretty good view down each side. If you happen to be in the Crofton area, it's a great place to railfan from. Not to mention the fact that there's quite a few good eateries here in the Crofton area. You got the Crofton Diner just across the tracks over on the main street, and then down the road a little bit on the left, you got the Taste Buds, and then you got several Mennonite / Amish grocery stores that serve some great sandwiches. So if you ever railfanning in this area, make sure you stop off at Crofton, because they also got some great greenhouses in the area if you're into plants in the summertime and spring and other days. But anyway, here comes M513 to Crofton, Kentucky on the CSX Henderson Subdivision. We're currently on the west side of the track, which is not the best light, but get a better view of the train from over here. Now we got a view looking south from just across the pavilion and the railfan platform. The Henderson Subdivision sees on an average between 20 and 30 trains a day up and down the Henderson Subdivision. And as I've said in past videos, the Henderson Subdivision runs between Amqui, Tennessee, which is just outside of Nashville, to Evansville, Indiana, the spot called Hybrid, which is just south of the yard there at Howell Yard in Evansville. We get a wide variety of trains, a lot of foreign power, all kinds of bulk trains, 4 intermodals every day. Just a good place a good subdivision to railfan, in my opinion. The signal's down at the far end. That's the north end of Crofton siding. And now we're looking back to the south. And you can see where the siding comes back together down there at the south end of Crofton. I'll add the length of this siding up in the video as a label. Here comes our DPU. Sometimes M513 services the yard at Caskey, where it drops off frames. Trucks, well, it drops off cars for frames that come from Dana in Hopkinsville. They typically are tagged onto the end of the train. And if you see M513 and it's got frames on the end of it, or empty frame cars, then you know it's going to work Caskey in Hopkinsville. M512 is the train, this train's counterpart, and he picks up frame or truck frames from Dana there in Hopkinsville at Caskey and takes them on north to, I believe, Toyota. Well, doesn't look like we have any empty frame cars today, so he'll be highballing it on down to Nashville. That's where the train originates. And this crew's running short on time anyway. That's the reason why they're running him ahead of 25, and 28 is waiting for him at Kelly. Well, folks, we're back down here at the north end of Kelly, Kentucky, where we've got CSX I-128 waiting on CSX 025 to pass him here at the north end. This is actually the third train that's passed this intermodal in the last hour or so. One of the trains, the M513 that just went through earlier, was running out of crew time, and so they needed to get that train around all these other trains so that it doesn't bottleneck up the line. So 28 has been sitting still probably for close to an hour now, but this is the last one he should be waiting on, and then 128 will go on south, or north rather. So got the conductor on the ground here waiting to do a roll by on him. I just heard on the scanner in the car off in the distance that 25 is at Gum Lick Trestle currently, which is about 3 miles from this location. Hope y'all are enjoying my new format for my Saturday edited videos, where I showcase some of my favorite spots to shoot videos and pictures along the Henderson Subdivision and other lines around that I railfan. Okay, you can't necessarily see them from the drone, I don't think, but the headlights for I-025 just came around the curve down past the north end of Kelly, so he'll be here just momentarily. That's the defect detector down at Crofton. So this is the long train today, stretching from Kelly, Kentucky to Crofton, Kentucky, which is probably about 6 or 8 miles. Of course, he's already passed through that defect detector. It takes a little while before it actually gives the length and everything. Looking back to the south now, as as I-025 passes I-128 here at Kelly, Kentucky. This 25 is one of the few intermodals that carries auto racks behind the head-end power. And those auto racks are loaded with Tesla automobiles that are headed down south. I'm told that they're for overseas exports, but I can't say for sure. But it's a lot of Teslas. Each carrier holds about 12 of them, I think, at least. Well, here comes the tail end of 25, and I'm hoping that 128 leaves pretty quickly afterwards. We're going to hang around here and try to get a video of him going south or north anyway. I-128. Finally leaving the north end of Kelly, Kentucky. After meeting several trains. And there you have it, folks. I-128, northbound through the north end of Kelly, Kentucky on the CSX Henderson Subdivision. Greetings, folks. Here we are at the middle Kelly in Kelly, Kentucky, waiting on a empty coal train, E040, to come north. There's a very nice, very long lens shot to be had at this location, which I will insert into this video, the one that I shoot with the camera here. This is my D800 with the 150 to 600 millimeter lens. It's a Sigma, and it's one of my favorite long lenses for getting shots that are hard to get without a long lens. It normally rests completely all the time on a monopod because the lens is a little bit on the heavy side, to say the least. Middle Kelly is the halfway point between the north and south end of Kelly, Kentucky, pretty much anyway. I can't remember the name of the road, but it's the only crossing in downtown Kelly, if you want to call downtown Kelly anything. It's just a small farming community. There's no stores here or anything like that, but still a nice little community. In fact, once a year they celebrate what's called the Kelly Green Men Festival. Back in the 50s, I think it was, there was a reported sighting of little green men here in Kelly, Kentucky. And it is a very famous sighting. And if you kind of do a search for it on Google, you'll find all about it. Just search for Kelly Green Men, Kelly, Kentucky. This will be the viewpoint from my still camera. Actually, it'll probably be a little bit closer because I'm shooting with a longer lens than what this iPhone will do. But the trains come up out of a valley at this spot. And it's really kind of cool to watch them as they peek up over the rise and come on north here at Middle Kelly. This is with an iPhone 16 Pro at 16 times zoom. Doesn't look too bad, actually, for an iPhone, but it's not a view that I shoot all the time with the phone. but I may leave it this way just so you can see what the train looks like as it peeks up over the rise down there. He's coming from Hopkinsville, Kentucky to the south. EO40 just called the south end of Kelly, and we're going to shoot the long lens shot here. What you're seeing on the video here is about the same as I'm getting on this 600 millimeter lens. So you'll kind of get an idea of what it looks like as the train pops up over the hill there, out of the valley. It's a pretty neat still shot and also a pretty neat video shot as well. Several people have asked what cameras I shoot with over the years. Today I'm shooting the long lens on a D800, a Nikon D800. And like I said, it's a Sigma 150 to 600, all the way out to 600. The iPhone I'm shooting with, as I think I mentioned before, is an iPhone 16 Pro. I know some of you know that sometime back I bought a Canon video camera, and I'm not using it nearly as much as I thought I would. In fact, it's not even in the car with me today. I still find that I fall back on this 16 Pro. And, but I have bought a Nikon Z30, which I plan on trying to use for my video work. We'll see how it works and how well it does. I haven't actually started using it yet. Okay, I can see the top of our train down there. He's just below the horizon, or the rise, so I'll keep quiet so you can listen to the train. CO40, empty coal train, northbound at Middle Kelly. This view is looking north out of the house track here at Kelly. Just around the curve down there out of sight is the north end of Kelly, where some of the earlier videos were from. This location is actually Kelly Church Road crossing. Plenty of spots to park on either side of the tracks here. There you go. There's Kelly Church. And this will give you a lay of the land around us here. Good spot for rail fanning. Well, folks, now we're at the south end of Kelly Siding. This is looking south, and the south end of the siding is actually over here on the other side of the overpass. This used to be a wooden overpass, but they replaced it, and whenever they did, they obviously put up mesh, chain link fence. But I'll show you how we get around shooting that. It's not difficult, it's just a matter of getting up close to the fence and positioning your camera or your lenses right on the iPhone. I usually park down the bottom of the hill down there, but you could park over there as well. There's not really a spot to park here on the overpass itself, though. And if you move your camera in kind of close, you can get rid of that chain links. So, and that's the view we're going to have for our train. CSX G310, empty grain train, northbound at the south end of Kelly Siding, Kelly, Kentucky. This is looking south, and once the train gets past us here, I'll go ahead and move to the other side of the track so that you can see the south end of Kelly Siding. Friendly horn. There we go. G310 southbound at the Kelly Siding, Kelly, Kentucky. We got a maintenance away down there working on the switch heater. Currently he's doing a roll-by inspection, and I'm guessing he's probably filling up or checking on butane or something. Not quite sure what he's doing, but he's down there working on the switch. Currently doing a roll-by inspection on this train. Train's about almost 800 axles in length. Not totally sure what that equates to in actual length, though, to be honest with you. I wish they'd go back to giving the actual train lengths. It's been a beautiful day to railfan. Pretty much all the videos you see in this week's Saturday edited video of railfanning around Crofton were all shot pretty much on the same day, which is January the 11th, Saturday, 2025. Comes our DPU. $62.42 is our DPU on this train. Here's a side view out away from the fence. Not too bad, but you do have some trees and poles to contend with. I kind of like a northbound train here better than this southbound, but I wanted to finish this week's video off, and this might be the train that does it. I'm gonna try to catch him at the north end of Crofton, and if I do, then that'll finish up my video for this week's Saturday edited video, episode 107. There you go, folks. Tail end of CSX G310, northbound at the south end of Kelly, Kentucky, on the CSX Henderson Subdivision. Well, here we are. I barely got ahead of him to the north end of Crofton here. So this is where we're going to close out this week's Saturday edited video. I had hoped to put up the drone here. That's what I usually do at this lot. But we'll walk out here closer to the track so I can show you the view that I would normally get from the drone. Right down there is the north end of Crofton, Kentucky, which is where I like to fly the drone to and get a shot of it coming through the signals down there. And then down south here goes into downtown Crofton, which is not a bad shot from the drone either. But as you can see, it's not necessarily the best the ground here. This is behind the church here at Crofton. I can't remember the name of it, but it's got a big parking lot. You can't miss it. It's just north of town on the right hand side as you're traveling down 41. If you're railfanning the Henderson Subdivision, for the most part, Highway 41 runs alongside the Henderson Subdivision. It doesn't quite do it all the way, as it does disappear away from 41 occasionally, but it always comes back. So it's always a good highway to follow if you want to railfan the Henderson Subdivision. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you happen to be out trackside, as always, stay safe and have a blessed day. Bye.